I have to find all the ingredients needed, and there are many. For vitamins, proteins, and minerals, I need cassava, sorghum, millet. You no longer need to go through all that to make nutritious porridge. All you need is NutriPro.
You don't have to go through the trouble of finding, measuring, and weighing all these vital ingredients. New NutriPro porridge flour comes fortified with 13 vitamins, proteins, and minerals. This means that you have more time to focus on what's important, giving your family the healthy start they deserve. NutriPro, bringing families together. From Tropical Brand.
Super Loaf, slices of life.
Mbele iko sawa nimecheck. Na leo nadai moja ya power that I will never forget. Drop me your pin and our location. Staki stories za simu, mistaki my conversation. Utanipata kwenye gate kama ni appointment. You know that I won't be late. Nope. History najua well na relate. So katambe mtumbili sote tu participate. Take a selfie.
Leo nimekam ku get down. Leo nimekam ku get busy. You've been on my case for a while, but baby I am not that easy. I'm feeling some type of way. Nishike kama siku za mwizi, tupige kama gym tuko tizi, nipike kama toke mandizi. Yeah. Today is your lucky day. What you gonna do now that you have me all to yourself? So come and get this before we get down to business. Take a selfie. Baby now my lover. Do a selfie. Number one lover. Take a selfie. Baby now my lover. Do a selfie. Number one lover.
Sikukuje huku kamata. Ingia kwenye mtandao.
This is my class. Wacha kieleweke. Did you know that you can come to Kamata Music School, run music and entertainment, and make a career that pays? Muziki inalipa. Yeah. Go to www.kamataschool.com. Call 0700 070707. Muzazi pia leta watoto.
Midhitima.
This is NTV.
It is Sunday night. Eid Mubarak to all those celebrating. Welcome to the broadcast. This is NTV Weekend Edition. Our top stories.
Tonight, ruthless is the word.
I am not deluded. It is going to be a painful exercise, but we are prepared to start the journey.
Government vows to crush violent gangs in Mombasa. And they're down to 15.
They are inviting us to a duel and they will get it.
County Staff Union vows to make good their strike threat. Also, referendum on the ready. Who is on what side?
PPI. Na hiyo ni Bluebird Initiative.
DP Ruto allies have drawn the swords.
Haya mambo yote yataendelea, lakini ya muhimu ni kwamba tutaungana na kulenga mambo ya maendeleo.
And in our special tonight, they went, they saw, did they conquer?
It will be pointless for us to abandon the territories that we are currently securing to the Al-Shabaab.
Kenyan forces on course to leave Somalia.
NTV Weekend Edition with Smriti Vidyarthi.
David Agondoa is our sign language interpreter tonight. To our top story, and Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i says the government will start off on what he called a ruthless operation at the coast to mop up drug traffickers and break the cycle of violence that has ripped through the coastal city. And in what adds to a mounting toll of such dreadful incidents, police are investigating yet another attack in Kwale where 2 people were killed. NTV's Kevin Mutai has the details of how authorities hope to deal with the soaring crime ruling the coastal counties.
Security officials at the Coast region, led by Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i and the Inspector General of Police Hilary Mutyambai, met with the leadership of Mombasa County over the drugs and gangs that have been on a grisly show of force in the coastal county. The meeting coming in the wake of Monday attacks where about 15 people were injured by members of Wakali Kwanza gang in Kisauni.
We are commencing an unprecedented effort to deal with this issue of drug peddling, especially how it affects Mombasa. I am not deluded. It is going to be a painful exercise, but we are prepared to start the journey.
CS Matiang'i said police are investigating claims that some politicians in Mombasa were behind the trade in narcotics and were funding the gangs with the aim of using them for political gain.
Tumekubaliana pia kama viongozi, hakuna mtu ambaye atakwenda katika station yote ya polisi kuweza kuwatoa watu kama hawa, kwa sababu wao ndio chanzo kikubwa cha ukosefu wa usalama na matatizo yaliyoko Mombasa.
Jambo la mashamba, zile changamoto za mambo ya eviction ambazo zinafanyika, pia ametupatia mwelekeo mzuri.
The Ministry of Interior and the Office of the Inspector General of Police will supervise the mop-up operation targeting all those involved in the drugs trade. They will review the progress weekly.
We are going to the farthest extent, even if it means looking inside amongst ourselves, within the government structures we have, security enforcement, infrastructure we have, we are reorganizing all of it to address this problem.
Authorities are also investigating a fresh attack in Bongwe, Kwale County, where 2 people were killed Saturday night by unknown assailants. In another incident, 2 people were hacked to death in Mariakani, Kilifi County, following a dispute over grazing fields.
The new broom introduced by government will be used to sweep through the coastal region and address the issue of drug trafficking, which has become a major contributor to insecurity in Mombasa and other areas, with the authorities promising to arrest and prosecute all those involved in the drug business. Kevin Mutai, NTV, Mombasa.
Well, from the security shutdown in Mombasa to a shutdown in operation across the counties, workers in 15 counties are planning to stage a pay parade this Tuesday after their county governments failed to pay their July salaries. The Kenya County Government Workers Union says these counties have simply refused to engage even in the face of a 7-day strike notice issued last week. While some 23 counties have, however, forestalled the industrial action, NTV's Brenda Wanga has the details.
County government workers in 23 counties out of the 47 are smiling all the way to the bank after their governments heeded the 7-day notice to pay their salaries for the month of July or face pay parades.
The list of those who have, and we thank them for taking heed, because that is a responsible office. The responsible office of a governor or the respective county secretaries must hear.
Those counties that have averted the pay parades include Nairobi, Migori, Makueni, Trans Nzoia and Kakamega.
That is where the Council of Governors chair comes from, and that is the point from where the threat was first fired. We told them, come off it, and he has, and we are happy.
Others are Kisii, Wajir, Nyamira, Nyandarua, Lamu, Kwale, Tana River, Garissa, Mandera, Kajiado, Turkana, Nandi, Bomet, Vihiga, Narok, Mombasa, Siaya and Kiambu. While it will be business as usual for these 23, 15 others will not have it easy come Tuesday. The services in the counties of Isiolo, Marsabit, West Pokot, Baringo, Samburu, Kericho, Elgeyo Marakwet, Nakuru, Embu, Machakos, Kitui, Meru, Tharaka Nithi, Bungoma and Kisumu are likely to be paralyzed if they won't have been paid by Tuesday.
And I think they are inviting us to a duel, and they will get it.
4 other counties are walking a thin line. While they have not paid, they have committed to pay by the deadline, failure to which they too will be joining the list of defaulters on Wednesday.
We don't take industrial action for pleasure. It's to demand and to put pressure and force an employer to comply with his obligations under the law.
The counties had delayed the payment of July salaries, citing the standoff on the Division of Revenue Bill between the Council of Governors and the National Assembly. The governors have asked the National Treasury to increase their allocation to 335 billion shillings, while the National Assembly has approved a total of 316 billion shillings to be shared amongst the counties.
The thinking is that in the war with the national government about the Division of Revenue Bill, if we use the salary bit, we can play workers against the national government and also use them as a power to push for the 19, you remember the 19 billion, yeah? The increase in, yes. I think that was the intention. It was ill-conceived, and unfortunately it has not worked.
Brenda Wanga, NTV.
Further afield, 3 more victims of Saturday's fuel tanker explosion in Tanzania have succumbed to their injuries, bringing the total number of deaths to 68. The 3 were among 46 victims who were being treated at the Muhimbili National Hospital in Dar es Salaam. Well, Tanzanians have begun burying their dead, and President John Magufuli, who declared a period of national mourning that ends tomorrow, will be represented at the funerals by Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa.
Funeral preparations have already begun for the victims of the fuel tanker explosion in Morogoro, Tanzania on Saturday. Families of victims have been identifying the bodies of their kin. The number of the dead has since risen to 68 after 3 more people succumbed to their injuries at Muhimbili National Hospital in Dar es Salaam. Several others are still receiving treatment. President John Magufuli has called on Tanzanians to stop the harmful practice of siphoning fuel from tankers as he declared a period of mourning.
Huu si wakati wa kulaumu, kwa sababu nimekuwa nikisikia baadhi ya watu wanazungumza hawa walikuwa wamekwenda kuiba mafuta, wameenda wapi. Generalization ni mbaya.
In May this year, 45 people were killed and more than 100 injured in central Nigeria when a petrol tanker crashed and then exploded as people tried to take the fuel. In the Democratic Republic of Congo, 53 people died when an oil tanker collided with another vehicle and caught fire in 2018. In 2015, 203 people died in South Sudan when they were trying to get fuel from an oil tanker that was involved in an accident. In Mozambique, 93 people died in 2016 when an oil tanker carrying petrol exploded. Kenya also experienced a similar tragedy in 2009 when over 100 were killed at the Sachangwan Trading Center when an overturned fuel tanker burst into flames. Nuru Abdulaziz, NTV.
Well, with those tragedies, hopefully lessons will be learned. All right, let's bring you back home now. And friends and family members convened at the home of former Nyaribari Masaba Member of Parliament Hezron Manduku to mourn his death. Manduku died this morning at Nairobi Hospital, where he had been admitted. The 79-year-old former legislator had been battling a terminal illness for a long time. The late Manduku served as an assistant minister for foreign affairs between 1993 and 1997. Manduku was first elected to parliament in 1992, and he's known for having operated for several years without a CDF office in his constituency. Well, several leaders from his backyard described him as a visionary and energetic leader. He leaves behind a widow and 7 children. Well, may he rest in peace. Now, for Kenya to keep her borders safe from the threat of terror, it will need more than firepower. It requires a seat at the decision-making table. And to get there, it has become necessary for Kenya to wield her soft power. NTV's Olive Burrows tells us why Kenya's dog and pony show is anything but a trivial pursuit.
Utakumbuka mlivyokuwa Chato, mheshimiwa alikuahidi zawadi. Zawadi hii imewasili Nairobi, Kenya jana.
It was not long after Tanzania's President John Magufuli made good on his promise to President Uhuru Kenyatta then the president was on another plane, this time to Zambia. And then the Caribbean islands in search of another promise. A promise that Kenya's friends would support her bid to become a non-permanent member of the UN Security Council.
Kenya has continued to play a leading role in peace, security and conflict management in the Horn of Africa and other parts of the world. We therefore seek and look forward to the support of our brothers and sisters in the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States for our bid.
The bilateral trade deals aside, Kenya's advancement of what the experts describe as peace diplomacy has been high on the agenda.
We've really been engaged in stabilization of countries which have been rocked with conflict, and it is all important if we have a more say globally with regard to global peace agenda. And I think this is what has motivated the government to really pursue this very important position.
Kenya has not only fired up the engines but also invited many world leaders to the country in this effort. President Kenyatta has met leaders from a total of 18 countries in the last month alone. The heightened diplomatic activity accounting for a good portion of the 190 million spent by the presidency in the last 9 months compared to the 36.5 million in 2017-18, according to figures from the Controller of Budget.
Sometimes you don't just look at the expense. Sometimes I might spend so much money today, but look at it in the long run. Because these issues of expenditure is being seen as extravagant, but the benefits are long-term. And when you do long-term investment, you have to pump in a lot of money to achieve those objectives.
Kenya's objectives include the imposition of sanctions on the Al-Shabaab through its listing as a terror group, a move that's been opposed by former high-ranking State Department officials who warn it could hamper relief efforts. Kenya, whose economy benefits greatly from hosting UN Environment in Nairobi, as well as UN Habitat, is also lobbying to get more UN offices in the country.
Kenya is host to the only United Nations office in Africa, and the UN Secretary General recommended the office in Nairobi as one of the 4 proposed centers to host a global service delivery model. This was after Kenya met the threshold on availability of space, qualified personnel, employee safety, location, and affordable costs.
But before Kenya can realize her ambitions, she has to go through Djibouti, which will fight it out with Kenya at the African Union for the one slot available to the continent. And so, as the continent prepares to vote in June of next year, Kenya has little choice but to keep putting her best foot forward if she hopes to win. Olive Burrows, NTV.
Well, we'll have to wait and see how that pans out. Now to some more politics, and is Deputy President William Ruto setting the stage for a possible opposition to the referendum push, as could be proposed by the Building Bridges initiative? His allies, though open to a referendum have been on the offensive against the Building Bridges initiative that have now retreated to write a report after collecting views from the public on solutions to the country's bitterly contested elections. NTV's political affairs reporter Kennedy Moredi puts things into perspective.
Leaders allied to Deputy President William Ruto were all united in their onslaught of the Building Bridges initiative that was until last Friday collecting public views on ways to fix the country's ills.
Kuna kitu inaitwa BBI. Na hiyo ni Bluebird Initiative.
Those people who are undertaking the BBI process is taking Kenyans for a ride, and we are not fools.
Wale watu wa BBI hawakuchukua maoni ya viongozi wa county 27, county number 27.
Groups that have openly supported the handshake between President Uhuru Kenyatta and opposition leader Raila Odinga say a referendum was inevitable, and most have presented the proposed changes to the BBI team. But those allied to DP Ruto have, however, kept away from the sittings. The BBI team has until end of October to hand in its report.
Don't pretend to go across the country, meeting in five-star hotels and telling us you want to review the constitution.
ODM leader Raila Odinga has been whipping up support for the Building Bridges initiative that he said was meant to cure the winner-take-all system, blamed for the country's political conflicts. The initiative backed by the president has seemingly alienated Deputy President William Ruto, and who is now carving out his own path.
Wanataka Kenya mzima ifanye jukumu ya kubadilisha katiba ati ndio Raila Odinga afanywe prime minister wa Kenya.
Mjadala wa kubadilisha katiba, punguza mzigo, ongeza mzigo, mjadala hiyo ingine ya 22 na hiyo ingine, haya mambo yote yataendelea, lakini ya muhimu ni kwamba tutaungana na kulenga mambo ya maendeleo.
There are those of the view that this referendum talk might just be that point of departure between President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy William Ruto, as most of his allies are now pushing for a referendum that is going to give more to Mwananchi rather than add those positions for a few whom they accuse of having been in the cold for some time and now seeking a way of getting into government. Kennedy Mureithi, NTV in Nairobi County.
All right, at 1:15 it's time for our first breather on NTV Weekend Edition, but coming up, the sights and sounds from the front line in Somalia. Over and out airs after this.
I'm hungry. Yes, with some extra fries. Delivery on the way. So extra. I'm actually tired of hoping for So extra.
Has to be extra because extra data is always better with extra minutes. Dial *544# to subscribe and share live extra. Telkom, moving with you.
For nearly 5 decades now, Daystar has been stirring passions, supporting and shaping career aspirations as it develops transformational servant leaders for Africa and beyond.
With great learning facilities and the support of competent faculty, I was assured of a bright career path. I was made at Daystar.
Book your intake now and be the next. Call us or visit www.daystar.ac.ke for more information.
It's okay, I'm okay. What happened? It's just a little scratch, Mom. How can I play with bigger boys? If I'm afraid of little scratches, right?
What comforts a mother most is to see her child growing up.
Done, I'll go.
Of course. But I know that as he learns to be brave, he will face even more germs and the risk of infection.
That's why you need strong Dettol protection, because Dettol kills 100 illness-causing germs.
Growing up needs Dettol protection.
Huwa naenda kuosha kanisa. Hizo pesa nilipata, nilikuwa na deni nilipe, nikaashwa tu na 50. Sasa hiyo ndio niliweka kwa simu, nikacheza nayo roto, nikaambia Mungu, wewe ndiye unajua sina pesa ingine, lakini wewe ndiye nitategemea. Nikapigiwa simu nikaambiwa nimeshinda na nikafurahi sana, na nashukuru Mungu kwa sababu alisikia maombi yangu na akaijibu. Kuna watu walikuwa wanacheza loto wakakufa roho kwa sababu hawashidi. Hiyo 50 haikupotea. Kuna watu inasaidia, na wale ambao hawajaanza waanze kucheza loto kwa sababu loto sio doto. Asanti sana Loto, tuzidi pamoja.
Win every day with Lotto. Play now for a chance to win a guaranteed 100,000 shillings in the Super Sunday draw tonight. Plus, get a free chance to win over 1 million shillings on Wednesday. Cheza tuzidi pamoja. Send 50 shillings to paybill 777-000. Account NTV. Over 18s only. Gaming can be addictive. Play responsibly. This message has been approved by the PCLB.
Once again, we are at it together. We are absolutely everywhere and we love it. This is what makes us tick. This is what makes our heart beat. It is always on the edge. It is always football time.
Get an HD decoder, dish kit, plus 2 months of DSTV Family for only 4,999 shillings.
The Kenya Defence Forces is hosting the 12th edition of the East African Community Military Games and Cultural Events. Join us at the Moi International Sports Center Kasarani from August 11th to August 24th. The events will bring together military teams from Burundi, Kenya, Rwanda, South Sudan, Tanzania and Uganda. Military teams from 6 EAC countries will compete in football, volleyball, netball, basketball and cross-country. Don't miss the 12th edition of the East Africa Community Military Games and Cultural Event.
One people, one destiny. Tuungane kwa umoja.
School of Business University of Nairobi, globally recognized and offering internationally accredited programs, invites applications for the September 2019 intake in the following postgraduate and undergraduate programs: Master in Business Administration, Master of Science in Marketing, Human Resources Management, Entrepreneurship and Innovations Management, Finance, Supply Chain Management, Operations and Technology Management, Bachelor of Commerce, Bachelor Commerce Distance Learning, Bachelor of Science in Finance, Accounting, Operations and Supply Chain Management. Programs are offered in Mombasa and Kisumu campuses and selected programs at the Eldoret Learning Center. Apply online through application.uonbi.ac.ke and be the first to secure admission at the most prestigious university in sub-Saharan Africa. The University of Nairobi is a world-class university committed to scholarly excellence.
In 2017, Lifestyle Estates promised Lifestyle Heights in Tatu City. The dream is now a reality. Lifestyle Heights is ready for occupation from 1st September 2019. Lifestyle Heights is a modern gated community of 2, 3 and 3 bedroom with DSQ apartments with amenities rare to find elsewhere. We are inviting you to our open day on the 24th and 25th August 2019 at Lifestyle Heights, Tatu City from 8 a.m. Karibuni nyote.
The Aerial Assurance Challenge.
Asante sana. Sasa ni nini kingine ambacho unaweza kumfanyia msichana wetu?
Kila kitu, hata kufua nguo na aerial mpya.
Basi, tuonyeshe.
Hey, sasa fanya haya madoa yawe sugu zaidi. Sasa tufue kwa kutumia sabuni yako na kutumia aerial mpya. Aerial sasa inapatikana kwenye pakiti mpya. Unaniamini sasa? Aerial huondoa madoa sugu kwa mwosho mmoja tu.
The 2019 Kenya Population and Housing Census is coming. For Kenya's planning and development, we all have to be counted. People from all walks of life in any part of Kenya, it's your right to be counted. Be ready to be counted where you will be on the night of the 24th of August 2019. The 2019 Kenya Population and Housing Census, counting our people for sustainable development and devolution of services. Jitokeze uhesabike.
Leave Amir alone. He has a wife and his own life.
Are you trying to be a part of that life again, huh?
You were the worst thing I've ever seen.
I've heard worse things than that.
Even if I'm a failure and a pathetic person, I'm still your father. The king is kneeling down before you.
All of that doesn't mean a thing when someone's fooled by his own father.
Hope he's thinking and planning on doing the right thing.
He wouldn't dare do little calculations.
Thanks for staying with us. In 2011, Kenya rolled its tanks across the arid frontier into Somalia in a mission to piece together a country that was in shreds, staring into an abyss. Well, 8 years later, the war machine is ready to pack up and leave by 2021, hopeful that it has finally broken al-Shabaab's resistance. NTV's Seth Olale was behind the enemy lines in Somalia and brings you the sights and sounds from the battlefields in tonight's special Over and Out.
The beautiful coastline gives way to a population steeped into the mixed cultures of people who call it home, giving the federal state of Somalia a unique flavor. The land has produced skilled merchants across the world, as well as professionals such as lawyers, doctors and lecturers. But this pride has been turned into shame. Thousands have lost their lives, many more wounded, while others became refugees since the Al-Shabaab terror group took control of central and southern regions of Somalia. But there is hope. AMISOM troops have managed to keep the enemy at bay. But their mission is almost over. And must be out by 2021. Our brief stay in the federal state of Somalia is aimed at finding out how its citizens are taking over the AMISOM mandate ahead of the total 2021 drawdown. For this, we will visit 3 major establishments, a 1 hour 45 minutes flight trip to Somalia's capital, Mogadishu, where we will be briefed by force commanders of AMISOM of how the transition is working. Next, we will take a grueling 3 hour and 45 minutes helicopter ride to the border town of Doble via Kismayu. Here, we will interact with the community and get their views on the efforts of the military-civilian cooperation and whether they are ready for an AMISOM-free Somalia. Kismayu, the capital of Jubaland State, will be our third stop. We will seek assurance from President Ahmed Mohamed Islam Madobe on whether his administration is ready for the unforeseen challenges ahead and the upcoming Jubaland elections, as well as life without AMISOM after 2021. We will then return to Mogadishu to ask Kenya's ambassador to Somalia, retired General Lucas Tumbo, on the implications of the Kenya-Somalia maritime dispute in AMISOM's transition plan. Named after Aden Abdullah Osman Dar, the first president of Somalia, the Aden Abdullah International Airport, formerly Mogadishu International Airport, is a formidable symbol of the working progress and cooperation between the federal government and Africa Mission in Somalia, AMISOM. The facility, which has fully equipped passenger and cargo terminals, is situated within AMISOM's most secured area in the entire state, also known as the Green Zone, that houses command centers for both AMISOM and the UN, as well as embassies. However, it only has one operational runway for both landing and takeoff due to security reasons. Security is highly regarded here due to consistent terror attacks from Al-Shabaab insurgents. Just 2 days before we arrived here, a suicide bomber killed 6 people and severely injured Mogadishu's mayor Abdirahman Omar Osman alias Yariso. The mayor, who was receiving treatment in Qatar, succumbed a week later. Al-Shabaab terror group claimed responsibility for the attack, saying it was targeting UN Special Envoy to Somalia, James Swan, an American citizen who had met with the mayor last month.
We have not been able to train enough officers in this VIP unit, protection unit, to go around all the VIPs. That is the shortfall we have.
Barely 2 weeks before the Mogadishu attack, 26 people, including prominent journalist Hodan Nalaye and several foreigners, were killed when a suicide bomber rammed a car containing explosives into Asley Hotel in the port city of Kismayu. Gunmen later stormed the building. Insecurity remains the biggest challenge to AMISOM's handover plan to the federal government of Somalia by 2021, in accordance with the UN's 2472 resolution of 31st May 2019.
There is no other solution but to allow the Somalis to take over responsibility of the security of the country. And everything must be done in that direction.
But help is already within the borders of the federal state of Somalia and is being provided by AMISOM contributing countries led by Kenya. As part of the transition strategy, the Kenya Defense Forces are mentoring Somalia security forces by conducting joint operations against the Al-Shabaab, as well as offering technical military and police training. The main task is to protect population centers for safety, mentor Somalia police and army for 2021 takeover, targeted operations against Al-Shabaab, and creation of a civil administration for governance.
What we are doing is to ensure that once we have taken these towns, then there must be a force to hold and build.
For us to get a clear glimpse of how the initiative is working, we set out 600 kilometers from the capital to one of KDF's front operation base, Doble.
But now to achieve to whatever we wanted, we will achieve because tumesongesha hizo timings.
The joint trainings and simulations are majorly conducted at night when there is minimal civilian activity. Also, the community is informed in advance in order to avoid panic from the loud sound of heavy artillery.
Number 2 loaded, ready to fire! Position!
KDF's commander of the 4,000 troops in Somalia, Brigadier Dickson Ruto, hopes that the mentoring and training of the Somalia security forces will bear fruit when KDF's mandate in Somalia officially comes to an end in 2021.
There will be a security assessment thoroughly done and say, yes, the Somali security forces now are meeting the parameters to take care of their own security. If they don't meet, then I'm sure the UN and the AU will sit down and decide that this parameter has not been met, because it will be pointless for us to abandon the territories that we are currently securing to the Al-Shabaab.
The Somalia National Army says it has benefited from the mentoring process and is now ready for the task that lies ahead.
baan wada shaqeynaa oo fiican oo aan la heli karin baan wada shaqeynaa hadda kaliya ma aha in badan baan soo wada shaqeynay waana sii wada shaqeyn doonaa inta ay joogaan wadanka markasta waxna baraan oo ayna soo bareen dalka gudihiisa iyo dibadiisaba.
But this joint venture has not been without hiccups. 34-year-old Hajir Abdullahi, a Somalia National Army officer, has had to pay the heavy price of learning how to protect his motherland. On one such operation to flush out the Al-Shabaab, he had his toe ripped off by the enemy's bullet. But even with the injuries, also comes tales of restoration of hope. Just few meters from Hajir lies 5-year-old Deko, recuperating from a deadly ulcer infection. Her mother Garam Abdi Ali says, was it not for these facilities set up by KDF's operating base in Doble, her son would be dead by now.
saddex bilood inta jifaac cunuga waa iskaladan yahay si fiican liigu daaway dad wanaagsan oo amaaday hadaan operation wahay.
Doble residents make up 50% of the close to 170 patients treated here every month. Solomon Wahome heads a team of medical officers who are offering medical training to locals. This level 2 inpatient health center, together with the general hospital situated 3 kilometers away, will be under Jubaland administration when the troops leave here in 2021. You cannot engage people if you don't have services to offer, and KDF under AMISOM understands just that. And that is why the medical equipment being offered today comes as a major relief for community that had no established medical facilities due to conflict.
Working this Doble General Hospital as a midwife, I appreciate AMISOM Level 2 Hospital.
The Bancroft Global Development oo iyaduna naga caawisa wax badan iyo muxuu ahaa incubator lagu koriyo ilmaha immature-ka aan markay dhashaan.
What a powerful insight into what's happening there in Somalia. It doesn't end there, though. Still to come on part 2 of Over and Out. What will Kenyan forces leave behind in Somalia at the end of the mission? Find out after the break.
could say I'm a lucky man. I got everything I need right in front of me. It's the real thing. But there ain't nothing like that feeling when I come back home. Oh, when I come back.
The Ministry of Public Service, Youth and Gender is hosting the 2019 National Youth Week from 6th August 2019, which will culminate with the commemoration of the International Youth Day on 12th August 2019 at Matunga, Kwale County. The theme of International Youth Day 2019, Transforming Education, will highlight the Kenyan government's efforts in ensuring that education is more inclusive, accessible, and that it is fit for purpose for all youth. The ministry will also launch 12 youth empowerment centers across the country to provide sports, guidance and counseling, and ICT services. The ministry invites all youth to participate in the activities that are being carried out across the country during this week through their county offices. International Youth Day 2019. Boresha elimu, wezesha vijana. School of Business, University of Nairobi, globally recognized and offering internationally accredited programs, invites applications for the September 2019 intake in the following postgraduate and undergraduate programs: Master in Business Administration, Master of Science in Marketing, Human Resources Management, Entrepreneurship and Innovations Management, Finance, Supply Chain Management, Operations and Technology Management, Bachelor of Commerce, Bachelor Commerce Distance Learning, Bachelor of Science in Finance, Accounting, Operations and Supply Chain Management. Programs are offered in Mombasa and Kisumu campuses and selected programs at the Eldoret Learning Center. Apply online through application.uonbi.ac.ke and be the first to secure admission at the most prestigious university in Sub-Saharan Africa. The University of Nairobi is a world-class university committed to scholarly excellence.
I'm hungry.
Yes, with some extra fries.
Delivery on the way. So extra.
Aren't you tired of hoping for one candidates to see? So extra.
Has to be extra because extra data is always better with extra minutes. Dial *544# to subscribe and share live extra. Telkom, moving with you.
Why are you filming, Mommy?
To help people stop getting sick. People think the weather makes them sick. Actually, it's the germs. Dettol protects from up to 100 illness-causing germs, including the cold and flu virus.
This is MotoHub, ultimately Kenya's finest car dealer company. Our cars are carefully sourced and selected, backed up with excellent skilled personnel. Our aim is to ensure value for your money as well as peace of mind.
When it comes to affordability check, reliability check, finance check, quality redefined check, any type of car check. Whenever you need that dream car, tutembele. Mambo hapa yamenyooka nyoronyoro.
So, are you in need of a car? Now you know.
Niwe tu tumengoja.
MotoHub, we are quality redefined.
Do you have a KCSE certificate, diploma, or a recent graduate with a bachelor's or master's degree in pursuit for higher education? Join the Management University of Africa today and enjoy a 30% discount for the extended September 2019 intake. MUA offers courses tailor-made for management and leadership, such as business administration, marketing, development studies, entrepreneurship, finance, accounting, human resource, ICT, purchasing and supply, international relations, project management, economic development, among others. For further inquiries, call 0735 146 441 or visit www.mua.ac.ke.
We define your great moments in higher learning through our tradition, diversity, friendship, and merit. The depth and relevance of our academic programs is our pride as we shape our graduates beyond the intellect. We are ready for you. St. Paul's University avails to you variety and consistency as we keep our programs technologically driven and entrepreneurially linked to inspire innovation and service. The door to excellence is open for you. Join us now for August intake. For further information, call us or interact with us online. St. Paul's University, unleashing untapped potential.
Hey, mister. Where you going?
Men clean their cars themselves. I'll also clean my own bike. I'm grown up now.
Then you'll need this. The most pleasant surprise for a mother is to see her child growing up. But I know as he learns to take more responsibility, he'll face more dirt, germs, and the risk of illness.
That's why you need strong Dettol protection, because Dettol cleans and protects against 100 illness-causing germs.
Growing up needs Dettol protection.
You in the pollution? Yes, you. Dry throat? Strepsils. Get in the smoke with a raspy voice. Strepsils. Hello, in the downpour with a scratchy throat? Take Strepsils. Get soothing relief for any throat irritation. Strepsils with its medicinal ingredients will heal the harm done to your throat from external factors. Strepsils. Strepsils for a dry, itchy, raspy, scratchy throat.
Mbele iko sawa nimecheck. Na leo nadai moja ya power that I will never forget. Drop me your pin and our location. Staki stories za simu, mistaki my conversation. Staki utanipata kwenye gate kama ni appointment. You know that I won't be late. No, hii story najua well na relate. So katambe mtumbili sote tu participate. Take a selfie.
Leo nimekam ku get down. Leo nimekam ku get busy. You've been on my case for a while, but baby I am not that easy. I'm feeling some type of way. Nishike kama siku za mwizi, tupige kama gym tuko tizi, nipike kama toke mandizi. Yeah. Today is your lucky day. What you gonna do now that you have me all to yourself? So come and get this before we get down to business. Baby now my lover, number one lover. Baby now my lover, number one lover.
Rough and tough quality textured coating gives your walls a tough and beautiful finish. Available in over 6,000 shades, it hides surface imperfections. Call us on 0709 887 000 to place your order. Crown. If you like it, crown it.
Leave him alone. He has a wife and his own life.
Are you trying to be a part of that life again, huh?
You are the worst thing I've ever seen.
I've heard worse things than that.
Even if I'm a failure and a pathetic person, I'm still your father. The king is kneeling down before you.
All of that doesn't mean a thing when someone's fooled by his own father.
Hope he's thinking and planning on doing the right thing.
He wouldn't dare do little calculations.
Slow down the pace. Slow down the pace.
Mame ko ba do ate la. Yo kiso kadala lang na fa.
Al-Shabaab terror group is majorly using improvised explosive devices against AMISOM and Somalia security forces. It is for this reason that Francis Ndiema Kiboro, the head of AMISOM Police Training Unit, is leading a group of bomber experts in training the Somalia security forces on how to detect and dispose of IEDs.
And so far we are doing well as a country, as individual police officers, discharging the mandate as given and as provided.
However, there is a challenge in the recruitment exercise targeting local Somalis.
You cannot do policing in vacuum. You do policing with members of the community. But because of this asymmetric security challenge, the choice weapon be IEDs. That interaction is limited.
Before the 2021 takeover by Somalia federal government, there ought to be at least 32,000 police officers in the entire country to maintain law and order. There are currently 10,000 local officers, with 22,000 needed before the 2021 December 31st drawdown. The current AMISOM police unit is made up of 3 components that include the senior leadership team of 7 commanders, 233 individual experts, and 5 front police units, each having 160 officers, which makes a total of 1,040 officers. Kenya, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Zambia, and Ghana are the 6 police contributing countries.
But we are trying our possible best. You need a lot of financial resources. Capacity building is not only limited to training. You have to put structures on ground. You need patrol vehicles. You need police stations. You need to equip those police stations. You have to talk of welfare of those officers you have recruited. A lot of things goes into capacity building. And these resources are not readily available in Somalia. Somalia is a country coming out of conflict. They don't have their own financial resources. They depend on donors. And you have to convince donors and partners to put down money for these things.
The AMISOM police force was previously headed by Christine Alalo, who perished in the Boeing 737 MAX Ethiopian airline crash near Bole International Airport.
Whenever we are having our meetings, she's there with us, and I'm sure she's seeing over us whatever we do.
But there is one more essential infrastructure that AMISOM's military and police must complete before heading back home in 2021. The Kenya Defense Forces under AMISOM understands the importance of service delivery to the locals here, and for efficient service delivery there has to be such infrastructure. Now, such infrastructure will open up routes for easy movement of goods and people within and outside this particular area. Now, that will also be facilitated by efficient patrols by security forces.
The plan of the AMISOM is to open up this main supply route all the way up to Kismayu. It totals to a stretch of about 175 kilometers from Doble. It is key and it is strategic in that it will help the Somali authorities to establish themselves as we go towards the drawdown or the withdrawal of AMISOM in December 2021.
ama saadka ku qaadanaya ayadana way anfici doontaa labada jeer waxay leedahay muhiimadaas ay leedahay waan u baahanahay wadada in laga shaqeeyo aad baan ugu baahanahay in la balaariyaan u baahanahay godadka in laga asaa u baahanahay wax qabad kale oo inta ka badan hadii lagu kordhin karana waa u baahanahay
Residents of Doble are already enjoying the fruits of this sustained security and infrastructure development. Businessmen and women are trading freely on the streets of Doble. Business seems to be picking up after decades of violence.
Mambo iko sawa. Amani iko sawa.
With the imminent drawdown of AMISOM forces in 2021, businessmen and women here will be relying on the SNA and Juba state forces to guarantee them security in order for business to thrive here in Doble, Jubaland.
anagu hadana shacabka reer Jubaland inay Jubaland iyo KDF wada shaqeeyaan waan ku faraxsanahay inay si joogan baan jecelnahay.
Thank you.
Hii ni gani? Inaitwa aje hii?
But security, infrastructure and trade aren't sufficient enough. There must be political goodwill from the local administration. And that's where we are heading to. A 1-hour helicopter trip to the headquarters of Jubaland, Kismayu. Liberated by KDF from Al-Shabaab troops in 2012, the port city has been experiencing a steady growth, and the returning refugees are playing a major factor in moving this town forward.
iyadoo loo sameeyay maamul Jubaland state la yiraahdo oo maanta marxaladiisii labaad maraya xilli doorashada galaya waa mid shacabkooda ay garanayaan wiilashooda dhiigooda inuu khasaaro ku dhicin maanta faa'iidadu keenay la garan karayo.
Madobe's 8-year reign will be tested during August 21st Jubaland state elections, with 75 parliamentary slots up for grabs. Whoever wins the presidential election is of great concern to both AMISOM and the federal state of Somalia, since he will be instrumental in facilitating the change of guard from AMISOM forces to local troops by the end of 2021. Boarding a fixed-wing aircraft from Kismayu to Mogadishu means that our flying time is reduced from 3 hours and 45 minutes to just 1 hour and a half. Upon landing at the Adel Abdullah International Airport, we head straight to meet Kenya's ambassador to Somalia, retired General Ambassador Lucas Tumbo, at his official residence in Mogadishu. Of greatest concern to the envoy is the thorny Somalia-Kenya maritime dispute. If handled carelessly, he says, could jeopardize the entire transition plan.
We continue to engage in that conversation with a view that we'll sit down and consider dialogue other than having the issue resolved by an international court of justice.
Whether both parties agree or disagree, AMISOM's mandate in Somalia ends in just 2 years' time. the Somali people will be required to fully be in charge of their vast country. They must prove to the world that they are ready and willing to continue with the rebuilding process after 3 decades of chaos, and hope that the threat from Al-Shabaab will be over and out. Seth Olale, NTV.
You've been watching Over and Out, an insight there into the situation in Somalia by NTV's Seth Olale. Clearly the forces have had some form of a positive impact on that nation, but their real fate still remains unknown. But we do, of course, remain positive. All right, at this point, it's time to take another breather on NTV Tonight, but on NTV Weekend Edition, but still to come. The struggle to stay afloat as China is battered by torrential rains. Stay with us.
School of Business, University of Nairobi, globally recognized and offering internationally accredited programs, invites applications for the September 2019 intake in the following postgraduate and undergraduate programs: Master in Business Administration, Master of Science in Marketing, Human Resources Management, Entrepreneurship and Innovations Management, Finance, Supply Chain Management, Operations and Technology Management, Bachelor of Commerce, Bachelor Commerce Distance Learning, Bachelor of Science in Finance, Accounting, Operations and Supply Chain Management. Programs are offered in Mombasa and Kisumu campuses and selected programs at the Eldoret Learning Center. Apply online through application.uonbi.ac.ke and be the first to secure admission at the most prestigious university in Sub-Saharan Africa. The University of Nairobi is a world-class university committed to scholarly excellence.
Tusonge mbele na Fiber Mobile. Get a Fiber SIM card today and enjoy Tusonge mbele bundles at affordable prices.
Making my family some nutritious porridge is a painstaking process. First, I have to find all the ingredients needed, and there are many. For vitamins, proteins, and minerals, I need cassava, sorghum, millet. You no longer need to go through all that to make nutritious porridge. All you need is NutriPro.
You don't have to go through the trouble of finding, measuring, and weighing all these vital ingredients. New NutriPro porridge flour comes fortified with 13 vitamins, proteins, and minerals. This means that you have more time to focus on what's important, giving your family the healthy start they deserve. NutriPro, bringing families together. From Tropical Brand.
A shave others will notice. Gillette's affordable 3-bladed razor gives you up to 10 smooth shaves. Upgrade to Gillette Blue 3 today. Gillette, the best a man can get.
Sona moja imetengenezwa kwa njia spesheli ili kupambana na maumivu kwa haraka. Sona moja ina aspirin kama kiungo. Sona moja, kitulizo kamili.
Maumivu yakizidi, pata ushauri wa daktari.
Breakfast is not complete without the new Minute Maid Nutri-Defense's Nectar Plus. Complete the most important meal of the day with the goodness of great-tasting juice fortified with vitamin E and zinc to complement your family's nutritional needs. Minute Maid Nutri-Defense's Nectar Plus. Breakfast complete.
For nearly 5 decades now, Daystar has been stirring passions, supporting and shaping career aspirations as it develops transformational servant leaders for Africa and beyond.
The public is in dire need of servant leaders. Daystar University has been in the business of making them. I am a product in the making.
Book your intake now and be the next. Call us or visit www.daystar.ac.ke for more information.
Mbele iko sawa nimecheck. Na leo nadai moja ya power that I will never forget. Drop me your pin and a location. Staki stories ya simu, mistaki my conversation. Utanipata kwenye gate kama ni appointment. You know that I won't be late. Nope. Hii story najua well na relate. So katambe mtumbili sote tu participate. Take a selfie.
Leo nimekam ku get down. Leo nimekam ku get busy. You've been on my case for a while, but baby I am not that easy. I'm feeling some type of way. Nishike kama siku za mwizi, tupige kama gym tuko tizi, nipike kama toke mandizi. Yeah. Today is your lucky day. What you gonna do now that you have me all to yourself? So come and get this before we get down to business. Baby now my lover, number one lover. Baby now my lover, number one lover.
Investing in the taxi business just got bigger and better with Maridadi Motors Smart PSVs. Buy a Smart Cab Plus from us at 1.25 million shillings and get 47,000 every month. A Smart Chop Chop Cab at 675,000 shillings and get 25,000 every month. Best news yet, we manage the cab for you and give you guaranteed returns every month. Maridadi Motors. Move your status.
Welcome back. Let's take a quick look at what's happening in China, where 32 people have died and 16 others are missing after Typhoon Lekima made landfall in eastern China. Rescue teams are working to find more than a dozen people still.
Where there is slants and there is bias, the public will see it.
Is it media taking a position against the DP?
These are questions which the media must wrap its mind around and set agenda for this country.
Yani, unataka tuendelee kuishi kwa hiyo kibanda ulikuwa unaishi ukiwa bado bachelor?
Sasa tunawachana, nataka tuwe tunafanya kitu tukiwa wawili.
Unajua hizo mistari za old syllabus tuliachama form 1.
Kwa sababu wewe ni senior Matianyu unakatiwa na nini power so?
I'm officially engaged to the prince, Crotus Sabong.
Kwani Crotus ni nani?
Crotus ndo mdosi wake.
Kumbe unataka kupendwa serikali eh?
Kukusaidia naweza kusaidia. Lakini kama unafikiria unalala pale kwangu, hiyo sahau. Wewe kulala pale ni kama Trump kucheza Saudi dance.
Sawa, nitarudi with a bang.
Hiyo usingizi yako ndio tulipia rent. Kwani umekuwa mtoto?
So Leones ndo anaenda kuhunt.
My name is Janet. It's either utawezana na mimi ama urudi pale umetoka. She's the best housemate around.
Hatukusema tunahitaji mashini ya kusiaga unga and sweatshop.
I'm the only one who can start your madness. Ukweli. You are not the best maid.
When you meet a Luo carrying his briefcase, don't ask him whether he's going to work. Luos don't go to work. We attend to professional commitments.
Gangster, main rule. Avoid eye contact with your fans. Mutazoeana.
Mtu ako na homa, lakini kusiniza na sneeze, unashindwa hii ni homa ama ni nini? Unasikia
December babes, haki si mnatusumbua. Hati yo sijui calm down is my birthday. Sijui all people were born the same but legends were born in December. Mbona mnajisikianga hivyo ama mnaonanga mkikaa kale kamkate ka mwisho?
Nani?
Shetani machana
Shetani mugani? Shetani mugani? Tebu tuonyeshe shetani mugani?
Johnny.
Oh, kametokwa ho.
Slay Queen ni watu wezi simama na mguu zao zikiwa pamoja.
Simshaona vile yeye jikunja hapa. Kakuchukulia kapasi tu kadogo kazuri.
Like, are we together?
Yes.
So, like, you know, when he said that he's not ready
together like that. Askari mwenye aliingia nadhani hajawahi patana na maiti ikiwa serious. Anda kuleta kichwa tukakutana yake. Niligonga jeneza wakaachilia korami paraga chani karuka nene wakasema shaitani. Polisi mbio, mimi mbio, raia mbio kuondoka. Nisikia mama moja ameuliza iko nini? Kamwambia wao ni maiti imeamuka.
The Wicked Edition every Friday from 7:30 p.m. only on NTV.
Jina la Yesu litafika everywhere. Tuna dansi ya Yesu na gwara 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 gwara. Hakuna kama Yesu na gwara gwara gwara.
Nasikia ulidai, nasikia Amina ulidai, uko juu sana, nasikia ulijidai. Wende rafiki utaitwa foma sahi, wewe ni fala, ono umesleki, wewe mjanja, wewe ni rapa feki.
Bum, shake your bum bum, bum bum. Shake your bum bum bum. I make you dance. Giddy 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 go down. Giddy 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 go down. Giddy 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 giddy.
Basi hapa ndipo na ndipo hapa. Kwa majina wanaita Trevor O. NTV mambo yote.
What shall I render to Jehovah? For he has done so very much for me.
Take me a little deeper. I want to know your heart. Fill me up, God. Fill me up, God. Jesus, you love me too much, oh. Too much, oh. Too much, oh, excess love, oh.
Consuming fire, burn it away, burn it away.
Not my power, your spirit, God. Send your spirit, God. Not by might,
Right, left, right. Left to right and turn around. Okay.
Boy dance Uganda, boy all over. It's a boy dance Uganda, boy yeah. Nakutana miujiza na kuokoa kwa jina la Yesu. You keep talking about me, still I bring the fire. That's how easy love can be.
The Ministry of Public Service, Youth and Gender is hosting the 2019 National Youth Week from 6th August 2019, which will culminate with the commemoration of the International Youth Day on 12th August 2019 at Matunga, Kwale County.
Can I buy a chocolate, please? It's for my mom. Happy birthday, Mom.
Thank you, Anna. There's a class and a half in everyone.
May
Nation FM. More music and less talk. Nairobi 96.3, Mombasa 101.5, Meru 93.9, Nyeri 104.9, Eldoret 102.7, and Nakuru on 97.7. Follow us on social media on Facebook at Nation FM, Instagram at Nation FM, and on Twitter at Nation FM KE. Nation FM. More music and less talk.
In 2017, Lifestyle Estates promised Lifestyle Heights in Tatu City. The dream is now a reality. Lifestyle Heights is ready for occupation from 1st September 2019. Lifestyle Heights is a modern gated community of 2, 3 and 3 bedroom with DSQ apartments with amenities rare to find elsewhere. We are inviting you to our open day on the 24th and 25th August 2019 at Lifestyle Heights, Tatu City from 8 a.m. Karibuni nyote.
Wacha niende hivi nikuletea hata kali katika hii. Wewe unataka nini?
Can I buy a chocolate, please? It's for my mom. Happy birthday, Mom.
Thank you, Anna. There's a class and a half in everyone.
The door to excellence is open for you. Join us now for August intake. For further information, call us or interact with us online. St. Paul's University, unleashing untapped potential.
Leave Amir alone. He has a wife and his own life.
Are you trying to be a part of that life again, huh?
You were the worst thing I've ever seen.
I've heard worse things than that.
Even if I'm a failure and a pathetic person, I'm still your father. The king is kneeling down before you.
All of that doesn't mean a thing when someone's fooled by his own father.
Hope he's thinking and planning on doing the right thing.
He wouldn't dare do little calculations.
A very good Sunday evening to you. What an English Premier League in terms of what's gone down today. We'll get to all that in a minute, but let's start things off with matters closer to home, where the 7th edition of the Kenya Inter-Counties Sports and Cultural Association will be kicking off in Kericho County from tomorrow. Now, the week-long event will attract around 8,000 participants from the 47 counties. NTV's Bridget Ngana is in Kericho County with the host Governor Paul Chepkwony. Bridget, tell us more ahead of the kickoff tomorrow.
Well, thank you so much, Ida. We are at the Kericho Green Stadium, and this will be the venue of the Kikoska edition of Sports Edition that is attracting participants from the 47 counties. I'm on set with the Governor, Paul Chepkwony, and also Vicky's Curo Erickson. She's going to tell us about the special event that is going to take place tomorrow, focusing on persons with disabilities, specifically people living with cerebral palsy. They're going to be taking part in sports. But thank you so much, Governor Chepkwony. Kikoska 7th edition is taking place in Kericho County. Tell us what is special about this event taking place in Kericho.
Thank you very much. The whole country will be in Kericho tomorrow, all the 47 counties. Together with the representatives of the national government will be here. There will be various sporting activities here. And I would like to take this opportunity to welcome our brothers and sisters from all the 47 counties. I want especially to welcome them to come and enjoy the best of Kericho, beginning with Kericho tea. Right from the source. If you come here for one day and you take Kericho tea from whichever factory, you have 10 years more of your life. So welcome, and beginning with you, I would like you to start taking tea from today, I would like to inform the country that so many leaders will be here, as there will be more than 10,000 participants and people here. So the economy of Kericho will be booming tomorrow. I want to let the business community of Kericho to take advantage of these games, because there'll be so many people who need to be catered for. Our bed occupancy is up to the challenge. We qualified to host Kikoska because of merit, because we have the capacity to hold these games.
Maybe I'll request you to lift your mic a little bit closer to your mouth, and maybe just tell us tomorrow what athletics are going to take place. Are we going to see maybe field and track and field events, football, rugby? What are the variety of sports are going to take place tomorrow, and how are they helping also the counties in terms of tapping the talent within the public servants?
Very well. We love ball games, we love athletics, we love different categories of ball games, and various participants will have a chance to showcase their talents. And I'm very sure managers of different teams in the country, especially for ball games, will be scouting from the best. And I'm very sure within these particular games, a few lucky good players can end up joining very good football teams in this country.
Sports are good and bring people together, and we have a representative from the Swedish government, the deputy mayor from a city in Sweden, Vicky Skura Eriksson. You are talking about cerebral palsy, people living with cerebral palsy taking place in athletics. Just tell us about Sipistra and how it's now looking towards Africa in terms of picking up talent that will eventually even take part in the 2024 Paralympics.
Yes, I'm very grateful for the invitation for the government to be able to come here. I'm the deputy mayor of the city of Västerås. I'm not in the national government, but in the local. But I'm also involved with Sipistra, which is an international organization that provides and develops sports for people with especially cerebral palsy. And we'll be showing tomorrow an athletic event with race running. And it's a type of a running frame that enables people with severe disabilities, even though they cannot walk or stand, they can run as long as they have some sort of movement in their legs. And we're going to show that, and it's very, very important that, and our hopes are that Kenya will help us to bring this sport further and spread it more among the African continent and also internationally. And it's just become included in the World Parathletics and the International Paralympic Committee. And it's not yet in the Paralympics, but we're aiming for Paris in 2024. And if we could get Kenya and other African countries going, I think that the chance of that would come true.
Is Kenya the first country that you're introducing this sport, or you already spread out to other countries in Africa?
Not so much in Africa. I know there's a few maybe in South Africa, and there's a few in Tunisia, but not very much. So it's in this part of Africa, it's the first time. And so we brought 2 of the race running frames that we will leave here. And hopefully that Kenya will help us to spread this fantastic sport to all over the African continent and help us to spread it all over the world.
Maybe before I let you go, is this specifically targeting people with cerebral palsy, or any other person who has a special needs can really take part in this special race?
Anyone can take part of it, but at the moment, to compete internationally, you need to have a cerebral palsy or a brain damage, which that's very similar to cerebral palsy, and you're being classified out of the mobility of your legs, but it's also a very, very good recreational sport for children all ages. So you can start at the age of 2 or 3 years old. And enables the children to be able to run and play with their mates and use sport. It's such a fantastic way of developing your social skills and also the health benefit, of course.
Thank you so much. Governor, you are a representative of the Council of Governors representing the youth and sports, but we're also talking about something that is also dictating national discourse right now. There is an impending strike by the county, in the counties by the public servants or the unions representing them. Just from the point of view of the chair or the seat that you have at the COG, do you believe that the impending strike will also affect the delivery of services in the counties?
Fortunately, our workforce understands the challenges that we are facing in the country, and we are constantly involved in conversation and to bring each of us to understand that we have challenges, and these challenges we are solving with the national government. The governors are listening governors. So basically, when we are when this was brought to our attention, we as governors have talked to different union leaders, and we're saying, hey, look here, we have this Kikoska now. Let's finish with it, and we'll sit together. We believe in talking, and I'm very sure we'll all understand the challenges that we are facing. And as soon as the challenges are surmounted, I'm very sure everyone will be very happy.
You're talking about also the Ugatuzi initiative within the Council of Governors, an outfit that is meant to also push the agenda of devolution during this call for the referendum or review of the constitution. What exactly is the Ugatuzi initiative targeting to do for the counties and also push for the progress of devolution?
Well, unfortunately, it is not the initiative of the governors. The governors have their position, and our position is that we support any effort that will strengthen devolution. As you know, in 2010 we voted for a new constitution, and there are flaws in the new in this new constitution. And one of the areas that we are looking at as governors are the flaws. And then, of course, we want to look at areas that will strengthen devolution. So we'll give a position as Council of Governors, and we'll give the position as a united body. I am not authorized at this point to say exactly what we are going to present.
And finally, the push for the monies to be increased, the impasse is still there. We even had the chair of the Council of Governors appealing to the two houses of parliament to really heed to the proposal of the COG in terms of the monies, the budgetary allocation for the counties. What is the status right now? Are you still moving to court, waiting for the court to translate the constitution for you? And also maybe how else are you maybe lobbying in the back doors or without off camera to really ensure that the counties get the monies they deserve?
As you know, there is a case in the Supreme Court, and there are two aspects in this particular matter. One is about quantum. We are not talking about quantum as far as governors are concerned. Our issue at the Supreme Court is about the general principles that need to be sorted out so that we don't have these problems year in, year out. So the problem of the quantum is between the Senate and the National Assembly, and that is something they will talk about and agree, but unfortunately it's affecting us. But for us, we certainly feel that there are challenges that we are facing as governors, and these are challenges arising out of general principles which we need the Supreme Court to interpret, so that once and for all we settle these disputes so that they never occur again.
So thank you so much, Governor Chepkoni. Thank you so much, Vicky Erickson. We had a very brief session, but I do believe tomorrow would be the big day for Kericho County to showcase the 7th edition of the Kikoska Games that are going to take place from Monday all through the week. More than 8,000 participants are going to take part in these games, all of them working in the 47 county governments. The host governor has said this is a boom for Kericho County, and it's going to also expose the county towards other counties rather. I'm running over myself, but the issue is it is sports bringing together people, cohesion, national cohesion. We're talking about also the improvement of the economy for Kericho County, but also the special highlight of these years Kikoska Games are the special Olympics, the special races rather, that are going to take place tomorrow. It's Kenya versus Sweden in the cerebral palsy race, a first for Kenya, and we do hope that from this they will be able to snowball into an effect that more Kenyans or persons living with disabilities will also be featured as the people who will fly the national flag higher in athletics. And we do expect Vicky Skure Erickson, who's going to teach us the ropes and also maybe pull in on other Kenyans who have special needs to take part in athletics and also track and field events, and also many other sporting activities that maybe persons living with disabilities have also been locked out of because of lack of exposure and also lack of opportunities. But from Kericho County, we do expect a very heated and a very vibrant Kikoska Games, the 7th edition taking place right here in the Rift Valley. And I now take you back to Ida for the rest of the sporting events.
Indeed, Bridget, it's quite interesting. Looking forward to it. Now, Kenyan champions Gor Mahia held Burundi's Aiglenoa to a 0-0 draw in Bujumbura in the first leg of the CAF Champions League preliminary round. Now, in what was a new coach Gor Mahia head coach Steve Pollett's first game in charge, Kogalo relied on a diminished team after traveling with only 15 players, while the away leg also gave opportunity to several signings to start the game, with Tobias Otieno, David Mapigano and Dixon Ambundo making their debut. The Burundi's champions will next travel to Kenya for the second leg that will be played on Friday, August 23rd. Let's shoot some hoops now, where the Kenyan women's basketball team lost their second and final group game at the FIBA AfroBasket in Senegal, going down 57-64 to Cape Verde. The Lady Morans also lost their opener 55-39 to Mozambique on Saturday. Kenya will finish last in Group D, behind Mozambique and Cape Verde after both losses. The top teams in each group will advance directly to the quarterfinals, while the teams ranked second and third will play the qualification round for the last 8. Well, better luck.
My mom's dope, dope.
Dope, 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 dope.
My mom's dope. My mom's dope, dope.
Dope, 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 dope.
My mom's dope.
Sa kori kori dance